Alright guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be taking a look at building custom bases. If you see the base that I'm in right now, this doesn't actually exist on the map. Let's take a look at the map. And we are in this compound right here. And this compound really only consists of these two walled areas and this one building. And we'll look over. It's that building, that walled area with the two vehicles in it, and this walled area with the military HQ in it. So, what you're going to learn by the end of this video is how to make a custom base like this. And this one I chose to build to get ready to make this video, just so I would appear to know what I was doing while I was making the video. And it's just a simple little motor pool base, and we've got an OP over here watching out for us, and it's completely walled off all around, and it's got guys manning the checkpoint and guys inside the base. So right now we're down sort of in a valley, and we're exposed from that ridgeline and that ridgeline. So what we're going to do is twofold. We're going to build a base up where those radio towers are. And what that's going to do is it's going to give us a little bit of overwatch down in this base here, and it'll make that area fortified, because I've always thought that that would be a good military target for missions, and it's not very well defended. So this is what the base is going to look like once you're done building it. And right now it's just a bunch of question marks, sort of going what the fuck. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to move our player up here, and we're going to take a look around and see what kind of defensive positions we should build and what kind of buildings we should put down. Now, before we get started, I'm using an editor add-on. It's called Dren's Editor Upgrade, I believe. I'll put a link to it in the video description. And what it does is it takes all of the buildings in ArmA 3 and it lets you place them in-game. And you're going to see that. We're going to deal mostly with military buildings today, but you can also build civilian towns. So what we're going to do is we're going to fortify this area with military buildings and equipment. We're going to put an H-barrier wall all around it, probably a couple of observation posts, a military HQ, a couple of what's the houses, the little barracks houses, and some defensive emplacements. So the first thing I always do is I take a look around and I go, okay, I want to put this here, I want to put this here. So it looks like about right here would be a good spot for an OP tower, looking out that way. And what way is that? To the south-southwest. So that's about, it looks like it's about right here. Is that where we're at? Yep. So straight out from this building we want to put an OP tower, and then let's go check out this little peak right here, which is that hilltop. Maybe we'll be able to just put one down and forget about the rest. Oh yeah, we're definitely putting another one here. So we can put one here facing out to the north, and those will be our two OP towers. It looks like we might be able to put the HQ building in this area. And maybe we'll put the barracks in that compound. So let's get started and check out what it's going to look like to do that. It's actually really simple. So you go empty, and then the add-ons have little pluses in front of them for Drens, and we are going to do military. And this gives us comms towers. It only gives us, what is this, 5 items for now. But in the future, when we go into beta, and when we go into full ArmA release, we'll probably have more. So first of all, let's do the OPs. And the OP, as you can see, it's a question mark. So what you have to do when you place an object down is you have to keep going into game and going, alright, which way is the question mark facing? Luckily, I have another one down here. Okay, so the bottom of the question mark is forward. And I want this facing, I said, to the north. So put that one to the north, and then you can copy. And I said, go straight out from this wall about right here, and I want that one facing to the south. And remember, to rotate stuff, you hold Shift, click, and drag. And let's see if those went into game properly. That is not supposed to happen, but it does happen sometimes. I'll go over why that happens later, if I remember. So this is outstanding. We've got good overwatch to the south, and we'd have good overwatch to the north and west from over there. Maybe we should bring it in a little bit though. Let's bring it in and instead put it in the courtyard itself, looking this way. Except if we do that, we won't have eyes down here, which is one of the spots I wanted, because I want that base that's down there to be overwatched from up here. So we'll leave it there, and we'll continue building. We're going to put down that HQ, and like I said, I don't remember which direction it faces. Okay, so for the HQ, the opening on the question mark is forward, because I know that this is an HQ facing the right way from the base I built earlier. So we want the opening facing towards the road. And we want a couple of houses. Hopefully these guys don't get cancer from living under these antennas, but it's what I did in the military for a long time. I don't have cancer, as far as I know, so hopefully we'll be okay. And let's see, yep, the question marks facing inwards are correct for the little military houses. And that looks pretty good. Doesn't look terribly out of place to me. And we can put a couple of vehicles in here, and then another vehicle over here. Now the question is, do we want to move this back, or do we like it where it is? Move it back a couple of feet. It looks like it might be poking out a little bit too far, with the stairs coming out almost to the road. So move that back a little bit and check it out again. And you're going to be hitting that preview button a lot to get all your stuff meticulously placed right where you want it. Alright, that definitely looks good to me. So now we're going to line the entire area with H barriers. And we'll make an entrance. We can make the entrance right here. We could also make it up there. But for demonstration purposes, we'll just make it right here. And we'll have them going all the way around. So H-barriers can be tricky. H-barriers are actually already in the editor. They're not added by this add-on. So we want to go to Objects, Fortifications, and we've got a lot. We've got H-barrier big, short, cube, and then just regular H-barrier. Now, the regular H-barrier has an issue. It's, 5 H-barriers linked together? But if you put it on a slope, or if it even hits a little bump, it will... Let's see if I can get an example. Alright, this is the best example I could get. But as you can see, a lot of times they won't align properly with the terrain, and they'll poke out at an angle like this. And sometimes it can be really severe. One half will be buried and the other half will be sticking up in the air. So instead of using the long H-barrier walls, I like to use the short one piece and string them together. So we'll take out the tie back in the game, and we'll take out the long wall sections, and we'll manually build a wall with short sections. And it's a little bit annoying, but not terrible. So we want to go with the single cube. And as you can see, it's just one cube. And you gotta link it together. But the good thing is you can copy and paste. And then you can copy and paste the whole thing. And you end up building your own H-barrier wall that doesn't, or that aligns much better. Not always properly. There will still be that issue a little bit, but it's much less noticeable and much easier to either deal with or ignore when it's just one cube instead of a section of 5 cubes put together. So what I do is I build the wall, and just to make sure everything's aligned correctly, I preview it once every particular section of wall. So that all looks good. Oh, maybe not. There's a little bit of a gap in there. Yeah. So we need to fix that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that means when I did one of the pastes, I wasn't putting them close enough together. Yep, and you can see that. You can see where those little gaps are. And that's why I preview, so I don't do the whole base full of walls and then have to go back and unscrew it. And you hold down delete and then just mouse over all the extra sections you don't want. And now let's check out our wall. Oh, I left the section open. Now we've at the very least lightly fortified this compound. And it's got an H-barrier wall going all the way around. And you can tweak it a little bit, say you don't want it the wall going down the slope like that. You can cut it and have it come across in this area. It's ultimately up to you. Maybe have it run flush along this fence instead of going down slope a little bit. And now for the really cool part. about being able to drop bases in like this is we are going to drop the sites module. So we'll do a blue 4 base. And what is this, about 100 by 100? Alright. And let's see. And now you have a fully manned base with OP towers and the HQ and the base defenses, and there should be a patrol. Yep, there's a patrol on the outside of the base, at least one. It's got 2 vehicles. That might be a little much, so you might want to do an OP instead of a base and then manually place the vehicles. In fact, let's do that. Instead of a base, let's do OP, and then we'll put a manned hunter, or MRAP, MATV. And then we'll do some empty vehicles. I think these are actually, they appear bigger in the editor than they actually are in game, so there should be plenty of room for them even though they look really big. And of course we need our ATVs. Now let's check it out.
Halt! Stop! Halt!
So we've got our gate guard in the HNG. We could even put a couple of soldiers down, watching over the lip. And we've got the sights module working in the buildings. It gives us our reactionary force inside the base. It fills up all the buildings, like the OP towers that we put down. And we've got our little bit of motor pool. We've got our quad bikes and our transport trucks. Oh, that's something you gotta look out for. So we've got that going on. So let's... There we go, much better. And now you guys know how to build a base. It's, like I said, it's Dren's editor upgrade or update. I think it's upgrade. And it's pretty freaking cool because we've all been stuck on Stratus since the alpha came out. And we've assaulted Air Station Mike 26 and Camp Maxwell and Camp Rogaine probably close to 50 or 100 times so far, and we're getting tired of that. So what we've done is we've made a new base up here and another one down here. So that's 2 places alone, and you don't even have to, obviously, you can put the bases wherever you want. I just used the partially built compounds already because it adds good atmosphere. You know, you've got the radio tower complexes. Obviously, they're going to be a high-value military target when the military comes. So, here we are. And, like I said, this doesn't have to just be military stuff. And that concludes today's tutorial. I hope you guys learned something about base building, and it should help add on to Stratus for you. You now have a lot more area that you can make missions in, since you can actually build bases. And as usual, thanks for watching. At the front of the group, you throw one at the back. Copy. 3, 2, 1. They're down, they're down. Let's fucking move. Move southwest.